Welcome to the Diregentleman Channel. My name is Gus Zagarella, and you need to turn back now. Whatever follows is not going to be good. It's not going to make you laugh. It's going to make you feel very bad inside.
I'm Henry Galley, Gus's co-host, and I can agree that this isn't funny. This won't be amusing. This won't be elating. This won't be giggle-inducing. This will be a thoroughly painful, however long this video is. So if you don't want to experience that kind of hardship, now is the time to click off and go watch some other thing, like many of the other wonderful videos on this channel. Last chance.
You can find your mirth there, because with this, at the most, you may chortle. And I don't mean like chortle as in laugh, I mean like what that word sounds like. That may happen to you. And do you want to be chortled? I don't think you do.
You really don't. Presumably now, everyone who is still here are the people who are strong enough to take what we're going to be hitting them with today, because as fans of this channel know, Gus and I are both writers outside of this, and we specialize in a lot of comedy stuff, like our show Less is Morgue. As a result, we're always trying to keep our ear to the ground with just any advice on what makes good comedy. And thankfully, someone who is a real professional, this writer John Quaintance, who has credits on popular sitcoms like Will and Grace and Workaholics, has delivered unto us a poisoned chalice.
Yes, essentially these are comedy lines that should be retired, that should be discontinued, because they've been overused to the point that if you include this in a work, all you do is give someone acid flashbacks to times that they have laughed. Doesn't really add new laughter to the world.
Yeah, either acid flashbacks to times that they've laughed, or even worse, acid flashbacks to other times they haven't laughed.
Ooh, yeah, that's the last one you want, the cringe acid flashback, where you've got the cringe refluxes that remind you of past times you've cringed. Because really, cringe is just deja vu with a tinge of pain. And what is compounded cringe, but feeling that twice over, doubling over, so that you yourself double over. I wouldn't wish that fate on anyone, Henry.
And that's why we're going to do it to ourselves rather than you, but it may also happen to you if you listen. So, for context, Gus hasn't seen any of these. I'm reading out to him blind, and we're just going to kind of react and give our 2 cents on each one. Some I imagine we'll have very little to say about because the cringeness is self-evident. Other ones maybe we'll expand on. Some perhaps we might even say perhaps it doesn't deserve to be retired. Who knows? But are you ready to begin, Gus?
Yep, let's do it. And if you guys laugh at any of these, please put down in the comments which ones were funny.
Yeah, which ones are funny or which ones just made you cringe the hardest. I'm really curious to see if afterwards, when we tally through the comments, we can see if there were any real shining stars in the world of making people go, ugh, upon hearing them.
Yeah, who put you on the planet?
Fully Lexi, we're here. Alright, so we begin on pretty easy mode with sorry, not sorry. Which is just
yeah, that one's a cliche.
It's just painful to hear people say out loud, because that's such fucking, Twitter language.
Yeah, well, the other thing, too, is that, there's a Demi Lovato song called Sorry Not Sorry, so I think when a line becomes, the chorus of a pop song, that's when you know it's a popular enough phrase that it's gonna be, bottled and repackaged as that.
Yeah, it's so true. Alright, next we have blank, more like blank.
Oh no! I didn't expect to be called out this early. I do this all the time in real life.
The fucking comedy reaper that is John Quaintance will come for all of us.
Oh my god, we're all gonna get acquainted with him.
I guarantee there is at least 1 or 2 on here that will make both of us go, yeah, shut up, that's still funny. Just because we feel personally attacked.
Yeah, John Quaintance, more like John acquainted with the rules of comedy.
Jesus Christ, this is going to be a rough video. But hey, to be fair, we didn't lie in the title. It's not funny.
It's not funny.
Next we have using the term Shark Week to describe, being on a period.
Yeah. I don't know that we can comment on this one so much.
Yeah, as people who, thankfully, luckily for us, don't have periods, because they, just from the people who I know that do, they sound like a right pisser. So I'm glad I don't.
They sound like a bad time. Yeah, exactly. We could be grateful
Folks,
for
if
that.
you have periods in the comments, do you call... Don't have a period in the comments. No, that'd be
No!
weird. It'll
No!
be a fucking mess down there.
No, don't.
But,
Yeah, we can't do that. We can't do that.
Let's move on from that. I'm not going to finish that sentence. Speaking of which, the next one is, can you not?
Yeah, like when Henry Galley says, leave a comment about your period, and I say, can you not?
Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Hey!
Ow! Woo! Not funny.
But Gus, when you say can you not to me, I say, I can explain.
Yeah. Is that the next
Yeah.
one? Oh my god. Is that followed by, this isn't what it looks like?
No, what follows that is, let's not and say we did.
Oh my god. That is the most,
These are rough.
people just don't say that anymore for good reason.
We've also got shh with finger to the mouth.
Is that comedy? Is that a joke?
Yeah, I'm not sure that's comedy. That brings back certain memories for me, but I'm not going to go into those. Next we have, I didn't not blank.
Oh my god.
For just the biggest dickhead in your life.
Yeah.
And then...
these are... Go on.
Then we're keeping it classy. Next we've got vajayjay.
As in, like, penis butter and vajayjay?
Delicious.
Vajelly?
This is the yummiest sandwich. Stick some bread around peanut butter and vajayjay, and you're having a good fucking time. Next to that, by the way, is you arse clown.
Nobody calls people ass clowns anymore.
Yeah, because it feels like it has, like, vaguely homophobic connotations.
Yeah, you ass clown. You're a clown obsessed with ass. Honk.
It's fucking Pennywise, but rather than, like, eating little children's arms, he just eats ass.
He just eats everyone's ass. Yeah, he comes out of the sewer, he eats your ass.
I feel like a modern day thing that we would throw on this list is, just jokes about eating ass in general. Because that feels like one of those things that the internet just uses as, like, shorthand for funny.
Yeah, I feel like that one's been, like, run with, like, way too much. Though, fun fact, people in America eat so much ass that there is a, like, parasitic tapeworm that is now classified as an STD because you can get it from eating ass.
That is fucking redonkulous, which, by the way, is the next thing on the list.
Redonkulous!
These all just feel like things Eddie Murphy would say.
Yeah. What, is crack-a-lackin' on here, too?
Yeah, like, it's just, I mean, maybe.
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
maybe.
Well, that one
But
was
Gus,
more,
please.
that one was, like, a later CG horse played by an African-American, as in, Chris Rock in Madagascar as Marty the Zebra.
Marty the Zebra?
Yeah.
But Gus, if you're worried that Crackalacken is going to appear on it, wait for it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the next one, by the way. Wait for it.
Oh my god! Wait
I'm
for
gonna
it.
see how many of these I can, like, sneak into conversation before you realize it's the next thing.
Yeah.
Because they're all just, like, such verbal cliches.
Oh my god. There's a very strange moment in Fairly Odd Parents. It really doesn't matter what the rest of the episode is, but, like, a bunch of people, like a mob of some people, are going to attack Timmy Turner, and they go, wait for it, and they pause for a moment, then they go, attack! And it's the weirdest, like, did they just need a couple extra seconds in the episode?
I feel like all of these that are on here that aren't, like, X-rated were almost definitely in Fairly Odd Parents because, with the best will in the world, Butch Hartman is a massive hack.
Oh yeah, the comedy in Fairly Odd Parents is, like, truly atrocious a lot of the time. Like, SpongeBob, you could still say a lot for, like, the first couple seasons, like, this has great comedy, but with Fairly Odd Parents, it's every cartoon cliche, to the point that I didn't give Chowder a chance because I thought, like I'd seen most of these jokes in Fairly Odd Parents, forgetting entirely that, like, a lot of Chowder's execution is way better.
Yeah, I mean, Chowder does have comedy gold.
Yeah.
Let me put that up on the screen when I said that.
Oh, yeah.
God. Just thinking about fucking Fairly Odd Parents, God, I just threw up in my mouth.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, is the next thing.
Ah! You just threw up in your mouth, huh? Wow.
I feel like that's like a comedy line exclusively purveyed by Lucifer Valentine.
Exactly. Well,
You just threw up in your mouth? Maybe open your mouth.
Well, see, my personal version of that, which, like, I haven't used in a lot of things, but I just love the, like, who put this vomit in my mouth?
Really?
That's the next one?
Yep.
Really?
You're getting good at this, Zagarella.
Is that the next one? You're getting good at this, Zagarella?
No, it isn't, but it'd be really fucking funny if it did. I've got to admit, the one thing that a really punchline has genuinely got me in is this terrible horror movie called Friend Request,
Oh.
which has, like, the kind of cliche, like, policeman who doesn't buy into anything supernatural is happening, despite the fact that it is.
Yeah.
But there's this one fucking scene where just this incredibly weird supernatural death happens, and the guy just responds with just, really? In just the most, like, deadpan voice. And it's just because of how incredibly, like, dark the circumstances are that, like, really is funny.
Yeah, I get what you mean. I get what you mean. So, you know, there's some nuance with, like, you know, ones that are just like one word, because that word can still be utilized. I mean, who knows? Maybe there will be some other ones that are still versatile. They've been pretty painful thus far, though.
Maybe it'll be versatile, or maybe it'll be, like, as useless as, like, a bag of dicks.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, is the next one.
Oh my god.
Which, first, like, a thing, that's one of those, like, internet things that, like, appeared, got so fucking massive that it was really overexposed, then everyone was collectively like, I never want to hear this again.
Bag of dicks.
So it'd always be eat a bag of dicks.
Yeah, back in that time when everyone, like, inserted, like, dick into... Wait. Never mind. Let's go. Let's move on.
People appearing in the comments, inserting the dick. This video is a veritable orgy of bullshit. But the one thing that's certain is, it is not funny.
Yeah.
Good talk, Gus. Good talk.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
That is the next one, by the way.
For fuck's sake!
It's so unfunny.
Yeah.
Because it feels like good talk is exclusively used. Like, it's always just used when either, like, a, like, supervisor at work or, like, a dad isn't very good at being emotionally articulate. They'll have a really awkward exchange, and then they'll just say good talk. Like, I think you really hit the nail on the head last time, Gus, with the whole thing of, like, it's all in the versatility, and the problem with a lot of these catchphrases are they have very limited application, and that limited application is often quite a played-out joke.
Exactly, and when it's, like, such a familiar line, it ends up feeling like the show paused, put, like, a placeholder there, and then continued.
Yeah, it's the very definition of lazy writing, because it's just falling back on other people's material.
Yeah, it's Lego writing is a good way to put it.
Yeah, it's fucking awful. And by awful, I mean even more awful, because, and by X, I mean Y is the next thing. You're witnessing the gradual execution of Gus Zagarella. This is a snuff film.
Get me out of here.
This shouldn't be allowed on YouTube.
Get me out of here. They put me in the Squid Game and they're making Henry read things to me.
Check, please. That's the next one. Oh no, I mean, well, we do like a horrible thing to Gus in this little Squid Game we have here, and Gus will go, that's gonna leave a mark.
Oh, God.
Gus on the other end is like fucking Alex in A Clockwork Orange. Got like his eyes wrenched open.
No!
As I'm just like riffing these awful lines at him.
It's my ears. There's like vice grips in my ears, like prying them open, so that you know, these horrible words will come into them.
Beethoven's Ninth is just like blasting in the background, and Gus is just screaming.
Oh my god, I'd be a little bit more entertained by Beethoven's Ninth than some of these comedy catchphrases.
And then afterwards, I'd be like, so that just happened.
when Chuck Wendig comes in you.
Yeah. When Joss Whedon finishes up all over your titties.
Oh my god. You know, it I was gonna say, like, with Chuck in particular, he's just survived the most horrifying experience of his life, as in a woman who can touch him.
Yeah. The most horrifying experience of his life. A woman who can touch him, and watching our two professional writers' video on him.
Yeah.
Because we got fucking brutal in that.
We did.
God. The what now?
The
That's
what
the next
now?
one.
Oh, welcome to webcomics. Are we back in webcomic era?
Yes!
Oh.
God. I'm not gonna lie, there's such a charm to me with, like, kind of slightly dodgy webcomic humor. Because that's the thing, like, I'm always gonna respect, like, an indie thing more than, like, someone who's being paid the big bucks and is still throwing in shit like, shut the front door, which, by the way, is the next one.
Oh, man. No, it's like webcomics and like abridged series. You feel like they use some of these lines, but it's like, they're amateurs, they're still learning. Like it that there was like that big like kind of like 2000s to late like 20 or early 20 teens era of just like everyone's kind of figuring out comedy from the ground up.
Yeah, it's what we call it, because we wrote a Less is Morgue thing lately that we use this same analogy for. It's the fucking like primates around the obelisk in 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh,
Just fucking
comedy is
freaking out,
here.
but then eventually discovering fire. By the way, we have on steroids / crack.
Yep, you've heard this one a lot.
Yep, that's just a verbal cliche. Not as bad as lady boner, though.
Wasn't that
Lady boner is a term exclusively. Like, don't get me wrong, we're here. We're trans inclusive, so
Yeah.
ladies can have dicks. But like,
It seems to be used by cis women more than anyone.
no. Here's the thing, though. It's used by cis women in movies where they're written by cis men.
You're so
Like,
right.
this feels like such an artifact of like the Judd Apatow era of like, see, our women are crass too.
Oh my god, you're so right, because it's like, haha, I'm gonna say they got a boner. You can't do that. They're a cis woman who doesn't have a penis. And it's like, well, lady boner. There, I did it. I wrote the joke.
Yeah, like it's so like stupid, because really just thinking about it, I don't think I've ever heard any like actual like woman in my life who wasn't a character written by a cis guy ever say lady boner unironically.
I've heard like girls say some things like that, but they were usually like girls who were like really trying to be one of the guys.
I imagine probably like high school too. So like probably quite young.
Kind of more like just immature people in college, but we were all immature in college,
Fair.
so in this
That's
era.
true. That's true.
Yeah.
Hearing that makes me think, ruh-roh. When has anyone but Scooby-Doo said that?
Yeah, you can't do that if you're not Scooby-Doo. That's his.
Like, I feel like if I was just living my life, something bad happened, and someone went ruh-roh.
Yeah.
Like, are you okay?
Like,
what the fuck was that?
I'm sorry. I couldn't make it to work today. My family was hit by a car, and I have to go visit them in the hospital. Ruh-roh, take all the time you need.
See, that I think is probably a perfect example of why this shouldn't be on the list, because that was really funny, with the joke just being how incredibly inappropriate it is to say that in any real life context. And it would tell you a lot about a character if they used ruh-roh.
Well, you know what's interesting too is that like this is a very odd specific example, but sometimes like a thing can be a funny phrase because of the way someone delivers it. A good example would be Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide. I think one of the better written of the Nickelodeon sitcoms and one of the few not written by a pedophile.
Yeah.
There would be these times where like Ned Bigby would go like, "Well, this is bad," and it would be funny not because the words "this is bad" are funny, but because Devin Werkheiser,
The delivery.
Yeah, his delivery would be like, "This is bad."
And I've got to say, one of my favourite jokes from a childhood thing comes from that, which is the bit where Cookie is speaking to Gordy, the janitor, and he goes, "Do you think Lisa Zemo is hot?" And he goes, "Well, I can't answer that due to the fact that I'm 40.
Yeah. Ned's Declassified, I think, deserves like a reappraisal in the modern zeitgeist, especially after like Nickelodeon.
Everyone else on Nickelodeon has turned out to be, like, they've either died, like, tragically Steven Hillenburg, or turned out to be, like, a pedophile, like John Kay or a bunch of others, or just turned out to be a weird dickhead, like Butch Hartman.
Yeah, exactly. Like we need to go back to that show, and I'd even be willing to write a video on it. Comment down below if you want a Ned's Declassified video, because I watched so much of that show when I was growing up.
Next we have Note to Self and Debbie Downer, which feel like a twofer just because, like, the lameness of these is self-evident. Note to Self is just a dumb excuse to have a character say something that they wouldn't otherwise say out loud.
Yeah, exactly. And then Debbie Downer is like, the alternative to Debbie Downer is Gloomy Gus. And I've heard that like said around me, and I'm like, I'm not. This was granted when I was pretty.
I'm a very cheerful guy.
This was granted when I was like, a lot younger and like angstier. And it's just like, don't be such a gloomy Gus. And I'm like, I'm not.
Gus, when you heard that, did you ever go, what the what?
What the what? Oh.
And then maybe the other person said, I think that came out wrong.
Oh, God. Ooh.
And then you said, swipe right.
That's a newer one. That's a more modern one.
And then they said, define swipe right.
Oh, God, you must stop.
And then you said, these are real white people problems. And then the other guy said, he's standing right behind me, isn't he?
I am standing right behind you.
And then you said, no, just me?
Oh my God.
And then you lowered your voices and the other person went, well, you lowered your voices and were talking, and then an additional person leaned in and said, why are we whispering?
Oh my, oh, dude, you're killing me. You're killing me slowly. I'm dying. Not of comedy.
Well,
and
then when Gus tells me it's killing him, I go, that went well.
What's the next one, Henry? You got so many.
We've got a delicious double bill next, what I call the Anchorman special, because we've got Stay Classy and I'm Kind of a Big Deal. Again, these are things that you definitely shouldn't use in stuff you're making, because it's just fucking stealing from Anchorman. And, like, don't steal. Don't fucking steal. Just don't do it. Don't steal.
Exactly. Like, not only will the line probably not be funnier in what you're doing, it also, like, is illegal and immoral to plagiarize people.
Yeah, exactly. And if that's the case, you might say about yourself, I'm a hot mess.
Oh, man.
And then someone else will say, that's not a thing.
That's not a thing.
Next, by the way, they've just written bacon anything.
Yep. Don't say, like, bacon, it goes in noses.
The dude from Epic Mealtime just withers away.
Who likes bacon? I like bacon. I like bacon in my nose. Bacon, it goes in noses. 3 likes.
Do you want to hear something fucking... This is a quick aside. Do you want to hear something fucking insane about, like, the bacon comedy trend?
What happened with it?
To a degree, that was actually astroturfed. Because during those years, the US had a pork surplus.
Oh, and they needed people to buy as much bacon as possible, so they
they basically needed to make bacon a thing. So that's why you got bacon everything for an era, because they needed to sell more fucking bacon.
Oh my God. I think in terms of marketing, the one thing that I still remember from that era, and it haunts me to this day, is the fact that Baconaise existed as a product. Just the greasy fucking bacon, like, mayo. It's the worst thing ever. It's terrible. And I don't know anyone who's eaten it and not had 40 heart attacks.
Yeah, you drink Baconaise, and it's the one thing that, like... I'll put it this way. If you swallowed a mouthful of Baconaise, the bit that went down your throat first would be coming out of your ass before the rest of it left your mouth.
God, I would rather, like, take a fat nut from a pig than have Baconaise.
God, Gus, I can't unsee that.
You did it! Excellent segue.
Yeah, didn't you think I was totally cray-cray?
I'm clipping the levels
Real
like a
talk,
fucker.
though, Gus. I think I hashtag nailed it.
Oh, no. Oh, why are you like this?
I keep doing this shit, and I think you're going to say to me, here's the line, here's you. Implying, of course, that I've crossed the line. That was more of a visual thing.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's like the classic Master of Disguise, which nobody can do that anymore, because Master of Disguise did it with the, like, this is what you're doing, flapping the hand up and down like a mouth. This is what I want you to do, closed hand mouth.
I quite like that.
I mean, that movie is about as funny as this.
Oh, God, guys, that's so random.
Oh, is it now? How so?
The psychic damage I am doing, it's fucking delicious.
God, you have too much
I feel
power.
like the devil.
You have too much power.
This is horrible. Next we have awesome sauce.
Oh, and is this one because America had an awesome supply and they needed to sell more awesome sauce?
I'm sorry, but America has never had an awesome surplus.
No, we're just barely hanging on.
They had way too many amazeballs, and they gotta just sell them off. This isn't even on there, but it's the same breed.
Amazeballs!
Shit, I ordered way too many amazeballs. We gotta get rid of these things.
I got a lifetime supply of amazeballs. Is winning a lifetime sweepstakes another one of these tropes that's just like of
I love the idea of like
foolish
amazeballs are just like, here's my theory, amazeballs are just like a name they rebranded for like a huge batch of like defective matzo balls
Yeah.
from like the matzo ball factory.
Yeah, they're bad, and if you eat them, you go to some amazing places mentally.
Yeah. Oh, I personally love to eat my amazeballs with awesome sauce, which, by the way, is baconaise.
Oh!
Just hearing that said aloud probably gave most listeners a heart murmur.
Baconaise is just one of those things where it's like, just never again. This never should have been attempted. Like, this is like...
I've got to say, if you've gotten this far into the video, you are fucking strong. If you're this far in, include awesome sauce in your comment, as much as I'm sure it will probably take years off your life to do so. But that way we'll at least know who the warriors are.
Yeah, exactly. Of all the skeletons in the audience, by the time this video ages and cringes them into decrepitude, we'll know which ones stuck it out this long. So the next trial run of this cringe death process, we'll know like how long the typical subject lasts.
And then we'll see it and we'll go, thanks, I guess.
Thanks, I hate it.
And all of these people who have turned into like piles of bones will be like, little help?
Oh, that's good. I like that one. What's next?
Oh my god. They've got that just happened on here twice. It's that bad.
That just happened again. Oh my god.
We've got Laughy McLaugherson.
Anything that's like blank McBlankerson is like
Boaty McBoatface.
Boaty McBoatface.
Do you remember that? That was funny for a couple minutes.
Yeah.
God, this is one that's properly like, who says blank.com? Like, that feels like something that was probably exclusively used by, like, Diablo Cody and whoever wrote Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah, definitely.
It's the energy that has. I could tell you, but then I'd have to kill you. And you're just like, please do.
Yeah.
I'm begging
Well,
you.
the funniest thing about that phrase is that it usually results in the person who's saying that dying.
Yeah, it's so true.
Yeah.
God, you might say that and you might just say, there's no good segue for this. I love Lamp, which again is just Anchorman again.
That's just, Anchorman had too many, like, lines that people just, like, quoted forever.
Yeah, I had this weird realization the other day that Paul Rudd's character from that was the original Jeremy Fragrance. Because he was like a sex pest with his like cologne collection.
60% of the time, it works 100% of the time.
Yeah, 60% of the time, it works every time. Power!
Power! Oh, man.
Please go watch the Jeremy Fragrance video if you're watching this. We worked really hard on it.
It needs some love.
Really does. Maybe you watch it and you go, oh, hell nah.
Oh, hell nah. Jordan Paposterin took 40 Benadryls.
That just, again, just feels like something that white people stole from black people and made lame.
It really is. Yeah. It's another... a lot of these are just like, oh, wow.
AAVE that just got nicked and ruined by white people.
Exactly. Made it not great. Like,
and hey, that's never changed, because half of what is thought of as, like, quote-unquote internet slang, you know, shit like on fleek, simp, all stuff like that.
Salty.
Is just shit that's been stolen from, like, the black community and repurposed. So, hey, the more things change, the more they stay the same.
Yep.
Hashtag epic fail. See what I did there?
Oh.
Twofer, baby.
Oh.
Twofer. Did I just say that out loud?
No, go on, man. They're so good.
I'll show myself out.
Oh, you better.
This next one I kind of dispute because we have just food baby, and I don't think I've actually ever seen that used as like a joke line in anything. At least, definitely not enough to warrant retirement.
The thing is, when you've seen it once, you feel
You've
like
seen
it's
it all.
enough. Yeah, you feel like, wow, nobody needed to say that. Because it's just a cursed phrase.
So at least here on like the Tropes Collective and the Diregentleman Channel, we take it up a notch by having it be the result of like cannibalism or vor. In the case of Riley and Direwolf.
Yeah, exactly. Like, Food Baby is only funny in the context of vor, and even then, I don't think it's funny for most people. I think it's alternatively like sexual or like disturbing.
By the way, Gus.
Yeah?
Alternatively sexual or disturbing would be a great channel description. The Diregentleman Channel. Alternatively sexual or disturbing.
Hey, I mean, we got the classiest, the assiest, the fucking blastiest stuff you've ever seen.
We're a whole bunch of douche nozzles, which is the next thing.
Oh yeah, I mean, that one's no good. Who even
God.
says that anymore?
Final stretch, baby. Final stretch.
Ooh, boy.
I think these are some of the newer ones, but there's some fucking awful classics in here as well.
Oh, boy.
There's squad goals.
Yeah, don't put that in a script.
We've said this about, you know, certain projects that we're not fans of before, but like, if it feels like your characters just talk in tweets, you've made something shit.
Every tweet deserves multiple drafts. There are no good ones, and it's also just not a way to generate good lines.
Can't believe you told me that, Gus. I just peed a little.
I peed my pants. I peed my pants.
I peed my pants.
I peed my pants.
Oh, by the way, this is a really organic time to say this. We've created a Diregentleman Patreon with a bunch of like funny, weird, esoteric shit that's like too cool or spicy or weird for YouTube. Only one tier, it's $1 a month for 2 exclusive podcasts with people like Gus, me, and Meg in them.
Exactly. So yeah, it's just a $1 a month thing. You can go on the Patreon, and then every month you'll get 2 strange podcasts. Usually, like, you know, movie reviews that like wouldn't be algorithm friendly, but like there's a lot to think about with the movie, or just bizarre stuff like us trying to figure out which animals we could beat up or win a fight against.
Spoiler: we lose against most of them.
Pretty much all of them.
All
yeah.
right. So, but yeah, go check that out. Probably link in the description. All right, back to fucking pain. Though, would you say we came back too soon? Too soon is almost like always like the cherry on top of an additional hack joke.
Yeah, exactly. Because too soon is like, it's the apology for being a shitty writer. Like when you make a joke that
It's so
obviously
true.
sucks, and then you're like, too soon, and it's like, ha, you get it? Because it wasn't the right timing for that joke.
Yeah, fucking amazing. Oh, by the way, next, calling myself out is spoiler alert, but to be fair, as we've learned, if you don't do that fucking constantly on this hell platform, then babies in the comments will be furious.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's like, I think
I can't believe you told me it was his sled. You ruined Citizen Kane for me.
I know what you're specifically talking about, too, with like, wait, why did you spoil Danganronpa from 10 years ago? The game that if I haven't played now, I would surely go out of my way to play.
Yeah, like, if you haven't played Danganronpa yet, like every year that goes on, your chances of becoming a person who has played it is lower.
I don't get why people think spoilers of things that they would never holistically check out matter to them. That, like, something's been robbed from them. Because, like, you weren't going to watch it anyway. You weren't going to check it out anyway. And even if you did, why would, like, hearing secondhand some of the events of it matter, like, in a podcast? It's so bullshit. People get so mad about it.
In English, please?
Oh, you were waiting. You were waiting to spring that on me.
And that one locked and loaded, baby.
Oh, you monster!
While Gus was on that rant, I was getting in the middle of my fucking crosshairs, pulling back the bolt
Damn
and preparing to fire.
Damn you!
Oh, that one fucking sucks. We had to edit that out of a script the other day. It was bullshit.
Yeah, well, in English, please is so it's so like Anglo-centric too. Like not to get super political here, but like the idea that like the fact that it came up in so many anime dubs where like mentioning that the characters are speaking English is such a weird thing to do when like it's a dub of a show that ostensibly was originally in Japanese.
I love the idea of someone being like, someone saying like a really complicated techno thing, just being like, in dipshit, please.
Yeah.
I have low comprehension abilities. Please explain using a more laconic style.
You know, I've never seen this happen, but it would be really funny if, like, you know, someone said, in English, please, and then the character said, that was in English. Like,
oh gosh, that would be such a life hack.
oh! Man, this is one of those things where it's like, don't say it in scripts, it's shorthand for a thing in like a video or like a article or something. Like this exists in like column articles, not so much in like media. It shouldn't, because who cares about how these fictional characters are hacking their lives?
Yeah, exactly. No one gives a shit. I guess you could say that is the worst line ever, or alternatively, best line ever, because that's the next one.
Now this sucks. That sucks.
Oh, but Gus, it's giving me all the feels.
Oh, wow.
I think the kind of people who don't find this funny are garbage people.
Garbage people. What a stand-in for like a clever insult.
Just makes me think of like, again, we don't rag on these things half as much as we used to, and we're huge fans, obviously, of Hell of a Boss, but I'm always going to be haunted by that scene in Has Been Hotel where the dude in the car, like, gives a lame insult to Angel Dust, like, calls him a slut or something.
Yeah.
And then Angel Dust is like, "Ooh, what an insult," and then gives an equally lame insult.
Yeah, come up with something creative to call me, you poorly packaged sack of horse shit. It's like, oh wow, you really burned him.
Yeah, you got him there. That was such a specific one to the kind of guy this is.
Yeah, exactly.
But I guess you could say, why would we keep harping on about that? Because after all, that happened one time.
Ooh.
I think you mean, well played.
I don't mean that. I don't.
But Gus, I'm right here.
I'm aware of that, Henry. What other catchphrases do you have?
This video is such a dumpster fire.
But it's you went outside and you lit the dumpster on fire.
Gus, hard pass.
On what? On what?
Are you having a stroke?
That's not funny! That's just not funny! People have strokes, it's a real problem.
Go sports!
Oh, I get it, because athletic people are dumb, and they're jocks, and people who like sports are stupid, just like comedy writers who write this shit.
Oh, guys, that was a great comeback. You have truly, like, zero fucks given.
Oh, I'm starting to give them. I'm starting to gather my fucks up.
We have fun.
Sometimes.
Gus, who hurt you?
You! You hurt me!
Oh, Gus, I absorbed my twin in the womb.
What does that even mean?
That's a weird one.
That's what.
Like,
that
that's a
so
fucking weird
yeah,
one.
no, like honestly,
What?
we're on the same page that one's just like who says this?
That's just an odd, like, that's just a fucking peculiar thing to say.
Yeah, this was just snuck in there, like as a like admission from the part of
Yeah, this was
Quaintance.
like John Quaintance. Do you have something to tell us?
Yeah, are you guilty about absorbing your twin in the womb and becoming twice as funny?
Everyone in the comments is just, I absorbed my twin in the womb. This isn't something to joke about. This is a serious issue.
Yeah, comment down below if you absorbed your twin in the womb.
Yeah, did you absorb your twin in the womb? Let us know.
Yeah.
The most fucking mental comment things in this.
It's such a shame, too, because if all those people hadn't absorbed their twins in the womb, we'd potentially have twice as many comments.
Yeah. How about no? Don't comment that. Let your absorbed twin work through you like fucking Quato from Total Recall and write the comment.
Your mind. Open your mind. Open your
Quaid. I'll take Total Recall for 500, Alex. Thanks, Obama.
That is. Oh my god.
This is why we can't have nice things.
No, I've heard that one way too many times.
I think we're done here.
Are we? Or are there more?
Wait, what?
Oh. Wait, what is
Shots
again?
fired. We're done. We're actually done. Everyone take a deep breath.
Oh, God. Henry, I gotta say, this video was a lot of things, and these words were a lot of things, but one thing that none of these were was funny.
You're goddamn right.
I didn't find any of these defensible. Like, with the one exception maybe being really, but you brought up a specific example for that.
Well, yeah, because really is just a word from the English language that has almost unlimited applications.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's proof that, like, you know, just saying, like, really or, like, what is funnier than any of the, like, what the what or the what now or, like, any of these other ones.
Well, yeah, that's the thing, because a single word that isn't like a stupid, like, Chuck Wendig, Joss Whedon, like, compound swear is gonna be something that naturally you're exposed to the extent you become desensitized.
Yeah, like, you know, it's a real fuck-ass clown shit, is what I'm saying.
God, I think ultimately, if you made it this far in, congrats, thank you, we're so sorry we did this to you.
We're so sorry you absorbed your twins in
take...
your womb.
The message you should really take away is second drafts are a really valuable thing. And hey, maybe in the first draft of what you're doing, you might put some of these in as like filler lines or whatever. That's fine. We've all had moments like that. But the key is, do not let this shit go all the way to the end. On the second draft, cut the crap and make sure what's in there is original, situational, specific, and funny. Because at the end of the day, you can't just shorthand your way to comedic success.
Yeah, exactly. Comedy comes from, like, unexpected things happening. It comes from, like, a bit of vulnerability. Like, there has to be, like, something inherent in the situation that places you there and flips a switch in your head where you're, like, confronting the absurdity of it. And when all people are getting is familiarity, I think that rings true for, like, you know, comedy, horror. Like, if it's just like, oh, how novel, I recognize that this is going on, it won't allow you to really place yourself in the situation authentically, and thus it's not great writing.
Yeah, exactly. On that note, we'll bring this to an end. If you think there are any really, like, cringeworthy, painful, like, played-out comedy lines that were missed by this, you know, be sure to let us know. Maybe we'll do another video if there's enough that we haven't seen before. But other than that, I think we're both going to go and take a long lay down. Like, comment, subscribe, all that shit. Go check out the Patreon for exclusive content. Go to fucking hell, all of you.
Oh my god, I need to take a shower. In awesome sauce! Woo!